We were very delighted, with the result in the weekend. We felt we played, really well in the first 50 minutes, and I think everyone's really starting to understand, their roles and responsibilities in terms of, our attack play.
And how do you feel you're doing? It seems to the observer that you're sort of growing into the role and improving game by game. Is that what you would say, analysing your own personal performance?
Yeah, I think it's, I think it helps with people around me understanding their roles and responsibilities, what they have to do on the field, and it's easy to organise guys that are knowing what they're supposed to do. So I'm really enjoying starting and playing for England. It's just fantastic.
Do the guys sort of speak about the intensity of the Scotland game? I mean, I know there was a lot of talk from sort of Steve Borthwick that maybe some of the Scottish players weren't as gracious in victory as they should have been last year. I mean, is there any extra motivation within the camp about that sort of thing coming up with this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been nothing said, to the team about that, and I obviously wasn't involved in last year's game, but we're really looking forward to the challenge. They played really well against Ireland, and they're a team that are prepared to attack from anywhere, and they've got some fantastic players. So we have to be, our defence has to be, as best as it's sort of ever been, and in terms of stopping their attack.
So what sort of a captain is Steve Borthwick on the field? I mean, he seems to have gone up in people's estimations with the France game, where he was immense. I mean, I guess the team never doubted him, never doubted what he brought to the side.
No, not at all. There's been no doubts with Steve. I think he's a fantastic captain. He's a great leader. He knows when to speak and switch on the switch for a few of the boys that are sort of daydreaming sometimes. But no, he's fantastic, and I'm enjoying having him as my leader.
Can I ask? Obviously, the other big game in the Six Nations this weekend is at Cardiff, having played and lost narrowly to both Wales and to Ireland. How do you see that game going from a neutral perspective?
Yeah, I think it'll be a huge game. Obviously, both teams are wanting to go out there and win, but I'm sure it's going to be a huge occasion for Ireland, as they haven't won the Six Nations for quite some time. But it's just going to be. I think it's going to be a cracker of a game.
In terms of your personal life since sort of making the England side, I mean, do you find that if you're walking around you get recognised more? Do you find it's made a difference to how you go about your daily business, or have you always sort of been pretty good at keeping your feet on the ground and being pretty relaxed about it all?
Yeah, I feel I think my wife keeps me grounded, keeps my feet on the ground, and I mean, it's quite nice, living in London, such a big city. I mean, you can go out after a game and well, for me anyway, not many people recognising you, and you can just get on with it. I suppose I remember playing Super 14, Super 12 in New Zealand, and having Jonah Lomu in my team, and just seeing the things he had to deal with, on a day-to-day basis. It was just incredible. He was just, the superstar of all superstars in rugby. And I mean, I think a lot of us in the England team are nowhere near that.